when we talk about instrumentation, like I say, not all instrumentation is built the same. And so the biggest difference between us and what we do at Power Dental Group versus a company like this, for example, is all the fine details that you don't think about are already accounted for in every single Power Dental product that you find and you purchase through us. Now, when you talk about some of the day-to-day ones that you're going to utilize, for example, a serrated curette post-extraction, when you're removing granulation tissue, is imperative to be able to make sure you remove all the issues, potential infection, everything out of that socket. You want to have a very, very clean socket post-extraction. But for normal serrated curettes, you'll see, for example, with this one here, this serrated curette, they call this a serration, okay? Versus ours, it's night and day, night and day. You talk about the small details that make the difference, 1% even, that will make the difference, and that will make or break your cases when you're doing any sort of surgery, any sort of work inside the mouth. Serrated curettes, that's one. When we talk about periosseous elevators, a periosseous elevator is a universal instrument, right? You're gonna utilize that almost every single procedure you'll ever have, general extractions, general surgery. When we talk about the build of a periosseous elevator, sometimes people don't even realize and think about the things that I'm about to show you because it's become so ingrained and you're so used to having good quality from us, for example, and you're so used to having the standard of what people think is normal, right? But for us at Power Dental Group, I'll show you when you talk about the edge of a periosseous elevator, this is what we use to raise flaps. Sometimes we use the whole flaps open, right? When you talk about the quality in steel, look at the differences. This is the manufacturer that we just found here. This is Power Dental steel. Look at the major differences visually, okay? Now, there's slightly different finishes, but even then, right, you could almost immediately tell that there's a quality difference. Not only that, when we talk about the micro details, when you feel this edge is almost vertical, right? There's no sharp end that you can dig against the actual flap with or against the bone to be able to release that flap. You can't raise a flap with this. You're gonna mutilate the flap with something like this. With ours, it comes to a very, very fine, sharp edge so that you can be able to go right along the bone, raise that flap cleanly without worrying about mutilating that soft tissue. Now, when we talk about the opposite side here, same exact deal. When you look at the edge of this periosseous elevator. You may not be able to tell on camera, but this one is also shaved vertically. This one's shaved down to a point. When you talk about the usage of a periosseous elevator, guys, it's a night and day difference. You use something like this, the things that you're buying on eBay, the things that you're buying on Amazon, there's a huge difference between getting it from an accredited source, a Class 1 medical device company like Power Dental Group, versus finding this stuff cheap online. The biggest lesson that I want to tell my clinicians and I want people to understand is that you get what you pay for. When you work with Power Dental Group, you know you're going to get the best products in the entire industry. That's the reason why the best clinicians always choose Power Dental every single time. Because know that their quality, we're separate above the rest. We focus on every little detail so you don't have to. And we're always improving. It's a night and day difference, and instrumentation is not built the same. And I say that all the time. So be conscious about where you choose your instruments from, where you get them from. Be safe with what you're getting, and make sure that you understand the major differences. So power up, baby.